Perfect. Welcome along if you're on YouTube there. Just going to set up my Facebook live stream, so don't mind me here for a second. Just trying to match the two up. Okay, just in case you are watching this video later in the day, I know we have people tuning in from places like Canada, America, Spain. So if you are watching, we'll start the class in about a minute's time if you want to jump ahead a little bit, just in case you're not live with us now. And as ever, all we want for this workout is if you have a good sturdy chair and also just have a drink of water at the ready. This will be a slower chair gym session, so there'll be nothing too intense in this. I always like to bring a little bit of mobility into it, but just we keep this session a little bit lighter and a little bit shorter. So we'll just keep an eye there. Carol, Breda, very welcome along. Mary, how are you? I hope Austin's keeping well. So as I say, just going to give it maybe 30 seconds there. Just let people tune in. Sylvia, afternoon. And welcome along also to everyone on YouTube there as well. Very welcome along. So I tell you what, so we'll just get started. I know people will just tune in, but nothing will be too hectic at the start anyway. It's just lightly warming up. So my name is Shane. I'm a trainer in South Dublin. So anyone who's maybe been, say a few have been to some of my classes. I've filled in a little bit in North Dublin, Wicklow as well. So some people from those places might know me as well. So we're just going to get started, and as I say, this is just a nice slower session. And just as ever, please do remember to like the video. If you're watching on YouTube, just to give us a follow, it just gives a big help. And during the session, do let me know with any comments if you need me to slow down, or just give a couple of thumbs up just to let us know that everything is okay and that everything is working out for you. So let's begin with a nice light warm-up. So very first one I want to do is just lift the shoulders up and roll back. And sometimes I just like to kind of jump around the chair and just show you guys the best position for demonstration, but nobody else needs to move. This is me just trying to give different view for everyone watching, just so you can see the movements. So we'll just slowly lift up and roll the shoulders back. So nothing too intense, nice and slow. Just continuing on there. Let's check comments. Marion, Betty, Tisha as well. Very welcome along, everyone. And then roll the shoulders the opposite direction. So I'm going to roll the shoulders forward now. Nice and slow. Again, warm up. It's just, as the name says, just warming up the body, loosening out the joints, just preparing for some of the movements ahead. Next one, just going to shake out the hands. Just ties in with warming up, and just think a little bit of movements around the wrists. So I might do a little bit of couple of movements on the wrists and ankles later in the session. So let's just shake out the hands. Okay, and if I bring the hands together, see the elbows are up nice and high, so I'm not relaxed. Elbows are up. Turn the body to the right. Turn the body left. I think with a rotation, just keep it nice and slow, nice and smooth. Don't want to kind of a sharp, sudden twist here. Just go nice and slow. Just think about getting a little bit of a stretch in the back. Maybe feel a little bit tight, a little bit stiff. You just want to slowly rotate. Not pushing anything too vigorous at this point. Just warming yourself up. And as you go, you might get a little bit further. And I might feel this particularly in the upper back as I keep the arms up. Okay. Now, keeping hands together, relax them down. And now just turn from that lower position. So this is probably an easier position to hold the arms in. And I might just feel a little rotation, a little bit lower down the back now. Yeah, and just keep this nice and slow. A lot of the movements we do today, we go quite high with the reps. So I just want to give everyone a good chance to have kind of time to practice the movements and just to get a feel, a little bit of connection with places like your back, your arms, shoulders, just to connect with some of the joints. Okay. Keeping those hands together. Just slowly drop arms between legs, straighten back up. So again, if I'm in a class, I'd always say to people, you don't need to reach the floor. I think people sometimes think they have to reach the ground with this one. Not at all. I just want you going as far as comfortable. And again, just think loosening out, just getting a little bit of movement in that upper body as we slowly lower down. Perfect. Okay. And I'm just going to do one more rotation. So keep the hands out, arms straight. No, I don't have them, but imagine if there was arms on the chair here. I'm going to stay between them. So this isn't a full side to side. Think between the legs of your chair. That's all I want to do here. Just staying between the legs of the chair or just between my knees here. So I'm not going too far. Just going to do another few of these, nice and slow, keeping the arms raised. And then back down. Okay. Next, we'll just get into a nice light march. I always like these lower limb movements, just getting movement, blood flow all around the body. So a nice light march. Okay, and just keep going with your march there. Just checking comments, all okay. Francis, Audrey, very welcome along. Good to have you with us. Again, if you're just tuned in, and say we're going for our chair gym today, so everything a little bit slower, a little bit lighter, but we'll still throw some challenging movements in there, I'm sure. So let's just dig the heels out. Just keeping the body moving, digging the heels out. And again, this is all just warming up, just preparing for the main work ahead. And then dig those heels out to the side. So now I just want a little bit of a stretch across. Might feel a little stretch in the thigh here, and that's fine. Or even a little burn in the hips, and that's okay. Just a little stretch across. Okay, just bring it back in. Tap the toes out in front, so just point the toes to the floor. Again, just getting a nice little bit of light movement. Tap the toes out in front. And like we did on the last one, stretch across. So now I just point the toes down to the floor. So just pointing toes down, stretching across. Just pointing toes to the floor. Okay. And then into our final movements in the warm-up, I just want to lift my right foot up. I'm actually going to hold the knee, but it doesn't matter if that feels uncomfortable to you. Just do it without the hold. Okay. Slowly bring your right foot around in circles. So this is about movement in the ankle. I'll always say you'll hear clicks and cracks here. Nothing to worry about. Just go nice and slow. Loosen out the ankle. Back the opposite way. Slowly around. And I always say the challenge here is to go slow. It's natural to want to speed through and go really fast. Just try and keep this one nice and slow. Okay, now let's swap sides. Same action. Hold on to the left knee is up. Hold on. And slowly bring the left foot around in circles. So again, slow is key here. I kind of have to tell myself a couple of times just to slow it down, not to speed up. And a couple of clicks and cracks here, nothing to worry about. Reverse, back the opposite way, nice and slow, nothing too fast. And back down, okay? So that's our warm-up completed. We're going to continue in with our main work. A few more there, Leonie, very welcome along, joining us. So let's go into some of our main movements. So maybe a little bit more intensity now in our chair gym. Do whatever's comfortable. If you need a break at any time, if you need to slow the section down a bit, just slow it down. Do whatever is comfortable for you. So shoulders first. My arms out. Begin up and down. Just going to show you that from the side as well. Up, down. Okay, so just a nice bit of movement from the shoulders to begin with. And I superset. So I put this with another movement of the shoulders where I go side to side, crisscross the arms. And because I'm doing this for a prolonged period, I just go slow and steady. If I were to do this action really fast, after a couple of seconds, I'd start to just kind of burn out, get too tired. So keep it slow and steady. Pause, reset, let the arms down for a second if you need. And then we begin again, up and down. So again, might seem very simple, but start to do it for maybe 20, 30 seconds. It gets quite tiring. And the reason I would do a movement like this is it's just a nice way, nice aerobic movement, but building up a little bit of endurance in the shoulders, even the two. Crisscross, side to side. Smooth crisscross. And let's just finish out for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest down. Okay. Again, just checking everyone. Carmel Elizabeth, hi everyone, very welcome along. So again, as I said, start simple, gets quite tough on the shoulders, that one. And next, let's do a little bit on the arms. So I'm just going to show you this from the side. I think it works better if I show you from the side. Lift the right elbow, spare hand underneath, and press. I've done this one a couple of times, but I know it is often a favorite because people often say, how do I strengthen or tone the back of the arm? Bingo wings, as people often call them. And this is a nice way to do so. Connect with the back of the arm. So this action can help. Keep the upper arm fixed. Press from your elbow. So the lower part of my arm, I just press forward. And I get a little squeeze, and I just keep going, pressing forward. And even if you were to add a little bit of weight into a movement like this, you might feel a little bit more. Even if you wanted to grab your bottle of water and try that pressing action for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest down. I'm going to show you the opposite side again. You guys don't need to move or anything. I just want to show you from the angle so you see the movements. Left arm up. Spare hand underneath, just gives a little bit of support. Press. So a pressing action from your elbow. So again, think the lower part of your arm is what moves, from the elbow to the hand. That's where the movement is. As that arm straightens, I get a little squeeze on the back of the arm here. And that's what I want. And if you wanted, you could try this, as I said, holding a bottle of water to bring a little bit of weight in. We'll get 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. So the target there was the back of the arms. So let's go with the front of the arms now. So what I want to do is bring hands together and clench. So just show you that. Clench, bring them together. Tuck the elbows in, and I want you to just curl up and down. And again, I want to show you that from the side. Keep the elbows fixed, so don't let them drift. Keep them fixed and curl up and down. And just by trying to keep your hands together, you might just get a little bit of extra tension. So I always say, just trying to find kind of clever ways just to put a little bit more tension through the arms. Even if you're not using weight, we can still give it lots of challenge. Keep the hands together, keep the elbows fixed, curl up and down. And lots of reps, as I said, taking your time just to try and connect with some of the movements. Let's go for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. And just kind of slowly just roll out the shoulders after those 2. And change direction, slowly go forward. Okay, perfect. So a little bit like we just did with the arms, the curl, I want to do a front raise for the shoulder. So arms out, clench the hands. So if I show you from the side, that's the position. My arms lengthened out, hands are clenched, and I raise. So the hands won't go above about shoulder level, and the movement is a raise. So again, just to show you that, Keep the arms straight, raise in front. So a shoulder movements. Okay, so let's just continue on with that one. And again, I'm going quite high on the reps with everything. This isn't about doing as many different movements as we can. We just want to do them well and try and get a nice connection. Just switch on the legs, switch on the shoulder, switch on the arms. All different limbs in the body. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And rest down. Okay, take a few seconds. And next we're going to do a pressing action, so a push out from the chest. So again, what I want to do is just to zoom in, show you that. Clench the hands again. Start at about chest level and press. And again, I'm going to show you that from the side now as well, just that you can see there. Pressing action. So I think pushing away from my chest, keeping the hands together. And if you can, keep the hands at chest level. So don't let them drop. Keep it up at chest height as you press. We go nice and smooth, pressing out. And if I get any kind of a little squeeze connection in the chest, and I'm sure one or two might feel the arms a little bit here as well, and that's fine. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Okay, and you probably notice a lot of the movements, I'm just clenching the hands. I just find sometimes it just helps switch on the joints a little bit, just puts a little bit of extra tension. Small little thing you can do, but a good way to build up a little bit. So well done so far. Again, do let me know if everything's okay. Just hit the odd like there just to let me know everything is working out okay for you. So next, right foot up, extend the leg. Okay, and so just keep that right foot up off the ground. I often say with the leg extension, I just like to keep the foot off the ground. I just find it makes it a little bit more challenging. So if I let the foot return to the floor, I just find I'm not getting enough challenge. And I always say people have a lot more in them than they might think, ability-wise and strength. So not afraid to give ourselves a little bit of challenge if we feel comfortable. Kind of following along that same line, keep the leg out for 10 seconds. So 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back down. You might even notice your leg was shaking a little bit there, and that's okay. Just giving a little bit of tension onto the thigh there. Big, strong, powerful muscle in the leg that we want to keep strong. So left leg, foot up, extend the leg. So again, I'll just straighten that left leg and back in. I keep my foot off the floor if I want for that little bit of extra challenge. And I'm at a nice controlled pace, so there's no swing here. It's a very smooth extend out. I get nice movement of the knee, and I get that nice little tension on my thigh. Big, strong muscle there, top of our leg. And the stronger that is, the less kind of pressure on the knee. So we can strengthen muscles around our knee. And that will, if we do kind of suffer knee pain, if the muscles are stronger, they can take more absorption, more impact when you walk, for example. So we like to keep that thigh strong. Last one, let's pause. 10, foot is out. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back down. And my leg was shaking there, just holding that little bit of tension. A little thing like that makes it hard. So we've done different ranges. I'm going to go back to my shoulders. I'm going to bring the arms out to the side. If you have arms on the chair, just make sure to lift out so you're not restricted. Clench the hands again, and we will lift out to the sides. I know on Facebook there, the hands might drift a little bit outside of the camera, but not to worry. Just think, keep the arms straight as you lift out. And I'm even just going to slow it down a little bit from how I started. Just take a little pause, back down. So because I can see myself on camera, you kind of just see if you're going fast. So do always remind yourself, not needing to go too fast. Slow, controlled, no hurry with any movements. Again, it might start quite easy, but then can start to get a lot more difficult. Keep the hands clenched, arms out to the side. So that's a side raise, very good for the shoulders. And just keeping the hands clenched, I get a little bit extra tension. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And back down. Take a few seconds. Okay. And again, I'm just going to roll the shoulders back. So when you're doing kind of tough enough little movements, worth just taking a few seconds, just kind of relax everything out, roll the shoulders back, and just roll the shoulders forward, just giving the joints a little bit of a rest there. Nice light movement. Okay, so our next one now, we've done kind of curls, we've done pushes. One movement we haven't done yet is a pulling action, or rowing. So what I want to do is work on my back a little bit. So the first thing you'll notice, I walk forward. For any kind of movement that I want to connect with my back, I don't want to be restricted. The chair is in my way here. It's going to stop me connecting with my back. So I want to walk myself forward in the chair so there's that nice separation. What I do then, I bring my arms out. So palms of the hands face the ground. I imagine grabbing, pull back, and rotate. So just to show you how that actually works in practice, your hands would be in front, grab, pull back, and turn. So again, grab, turn, and pull back. That's the movement we want. I'm just going to show you that once more, and we'll start it off properly. Grab, turn, pull back. And welcome along Christine Henry from Spain and Berlin. Brilliant. Hope the weather is nice out in Spain as it is here. So let's try that action. Nice and tall. Hands out. Grab, turn, and pull back. And the goal is just to get a nice little squeeze in the back. And I just like to turn the hands to their side as I pull back. Or I just find it helps me connect better with my back. Just that simple little rotation. Pull back, relax the position out. I'm going to show you this from behind as well, just so you can kind of see what I'm trying to do here. My elbows stay in. I don't let them flare out. I just get in and a little bit of a squeeze. So if you feel your shoulder blades squeeze together, that's perfect. So I relax the arms out and kind of very purposefully pull back. So this is where the real action is. Pull back, squeeze, relax the position out. Pull back and squeeze, relax out. Let's just try 5 more. And again, with this movement, if nothing else, we can just get a little bit of a switch on, a little squeeze with our back, and we're happy out. Let's get 2 more. And 1 more. And relax it out. Perfect. Okay. So I always say in my classes, I like to not neglect the back of the body. Like you're looking at me on camera, you just see the front, the shoulders, the thighs. We don't want to forget about the back of our body. It's so important. A good strong back of the legs, things like that. Really important. So next, I think we'll go give the upper body a little bit of a break. And what we're going to do is lift our right foot up. Hold on to the side of the chair if you want. And just lift the leg out. So you'll see my toes are pointed forward and then they're pointed out to the side. So my leg rotates. Try and keep the rest of your body still. So it would be natural to kind of swivel the full body, but break it down. The only movement is from your hip. So I think everything else is like a statue here. It doesn't move, just from the right hip, opening out. And I would always say to people, don't force this one too far. It might feel quite tight, quite stiff. You might only get like an inch or 2 out, and that's fine. You practice and you'll get a little bit further. So just slowly for 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest down. Same action from the left. So my foot is up off the ground. Hold on. Again, rest of my body is a statue, no movements. Just from the left hip. Just opening that left leg out. And again, I don't mind if it's only a tiny little movement, whatever feels right to you. I'm not going to force this really far. But again, I might open up after a couple of lifts out to the sides. Again, foot off the ground, opening the leg out. We'll get another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And back down. I'm just going to kind of take a little jig, just relax out the legs there. Just get a little blood flow. Tough enough, that one on the hips. I always say it probably won't be too hard, but then we do movements like that, and they actually are quite difficult, quite challenging. So don't worry if you found that difficult. Next one, a little bit of a variation on one I've done a couple of times. So I'm going to show you this movement. Again, I want to come physically away from the back of my chair. Okay, so I'll just sit forward a little bit, nice and tall. So I'm not kind of relaxed, hunched. Nice and tall. Think chest out, proud. And what I'm going to do is lean my body forward and raise the arms up at the same time. So might sound like there's a lot there. Let's just take our time and I'll demonstrate. Lean forward, raise the arms. Back down. The key here, just to go in a range that's comfortable. If you had to stop with the arms at that point, you stop at that point. Don't force it any higher. Whatever feels right to you. And again, as much as I can, I keep a nice straight back. I'm looking forward with my head all the time. I'm not looking up. I'm not looking down to the floor. I just tilt the body and lift the arms. So a couple of things. My core is keeping nice and active. It's keeping me straight. My back is working. Again, keeping me straight. And I get my shoulders involved with that arm raise. Tough enough movement. Key is to go slow. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And back down. Not an easy one, that, like, don't underestimate some of those. You might think chair gym and then suddenly we're doing one like that. It is a little bit tougher. There's a lot going on. Your core is active, your back is active, your shoulders switched on. So there is a lot. So don't worry if you found that in any way difficult. Okay, not an easy movement. Now let's just go back to the hips again. So what I want to do is lift my right foot up off the floor. And this time, instead of a lifting side to side, what I want to do is a circle to the side. So think like your leg is in a loop here, lifting to the side. Rest of the body is fixed. And my leg is just stuck in a little loop, going around in a small little circle. Okay? I think you're just drawing a little circle with the right leg. And then draw back the other way. Small little circle. If I go fast, it's going to wear out pretty quick. If I keep it slow and steady, I might just last a little bit longer from the endurance side. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest down. Take a few seconds. Even just kind of wiggle the feet there. Now, left foot up. Again, slowly open out to the sides. Think like you're in a little loop here. Just in a full circle to the side. And this isn't about a really big movement. It's just keeping it nice and controlled. So again, I just avoid speeding up. I just keep this slow and steady. And then reverse back the opposite way. Slow and steady. I grazed off the floor there. Anyone saw? So keep that foot up off the ground. Nice and slow. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax down. Okay, not easy. Puts a lot of endurance on the hips, and again, such an important role the hips play in everything from walking, stepping, getting up out of a chair. So do like a lot of work. Give the hips a lot of attention with some of the movements, even if they feel some of the movements a little bit tough. Hopefully, and then afterwards might just be a little bit looser as we do our daily tasks. So Next one I want to do, we're going to do a nice high row next. So what I want to do is grab, let me show you this from the side again. Arms out, grab and pull back. So now the hands stay up quite high at about chest level, and the main kind of target here is rowing, squeezing between my shoulders. So we did a rowing action earlier, which overall I would think we would have felt more in the lower to mid back, whereas this is about feeling higher up the back, between your shoulders. Okay, so generally I just think roughly where I row to is where I should feel behind the body. So the higher I row, the higher up I feel. The lower I row, the lower down my body I might feel. Let's just go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And back down. Perfect. Now, next one, I'm going to do another shoulder one. This is about a little bit of mobility in the shoulder. No doubt some people will have difficulties, limitations with the shoulder. Again, do what's comfortable for you. Don't force the arm into an uncomfortable position. Just do what feels right for you. And again, I'm going to show you this from the side. One arm focus. So left hand is across my chest. Just kind of keeps me steady. Lift the right arm up as high as I feel comfortable. Slowly lower down and pull back. So I go from behind to up as high as I can. The key is I don't swivel the body. Keep the body straight. That's why my hand is there. And again, if you need to stop there, if you need to stop there, that's fine. Whatever works for you. So let's begin and try this one out. Right arm up, high as I comfortably can. Lower down and go back. So when I raise up here, think like reaching up to a shelf, maybe in your kitchen, up high where the spices are. Just reaching up. So we want to keep that action strong. And then just something that gets neglected a lot is going back, so extension. So just slowly bringing the arms back. What I like to do. And again, I'm going to keep this slow. If you could avoid any kind of a swing, again, it might feel natural to swing up, down. Think a couple of seconds to lower and push back, and a couple of seconds to raise up. We'll just try 3 more. So again, back and up, and let's go for 2 more. Back as far as I can, and up, and then I'll go once more. And raise up. And slowly down, relaxed position, okay? We'll try that from the opposite side. What you might notice is when you isolate like this, if I had done the 2 sides, one side might have been stronger. And often maybe someone does have a weakness or, past injury on one side. So this will kind of give you a chance to safely work each shoulder in a range that it's comfortable. So, right hand on chest, it just helps me steady my position. So there's no movement from the upper body. As I lift the left arm up and I slowly lower down. So again, if I can just avoid any kind of a swing and keep this action nice and slow. So there's no kind of rapid raise up. It's slow, 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 and slowly back down. We'll just finish with about 5 here. Now my first 1 or 2 felt a little bit tight, but now it feels like it's kind of opening up a little bit. I know I can now reach up to a nice high shelf and it will just feel a little bit looser, a little bit stronger. Okay, so let's just, I think we have about 3 left. Take the time, just avoid rushing. I know we're near the end, but just not to rush. Keep the same steady control. I always say slow movement allows you kind of find how far you can go safely. If you push this one fast, you might kind of feel a little bit of pain. So keep it slow and rest. Perfect. Okay, so hopefully that was all okay so far. No problem, Catherine. Hope you're keeping well, and all the gang in Ballyfermot. Hope you're keeping well. Claire, how are you? So where are we at? Yeah, last couple of movements, and then we'll go into our cool down. So what I'm going to do next, we've done a lot of attention to certain areas. We might just bring parts together now, a little upper and a little bit of lower body together. So what I'm going to do is raise my right arm and extend the left leg. So just focus on that one part, right arm, left leg. So a little bit like walking or kind of marching, think that action, opposite arm, opposite leg, and coordination. As people know, I probably do like a little bit of coordination. It's like the kind of trick the brain a little bit, things like that, a little bit of challenge. Just get opposite arm, opposite leg. Now, swap sides up. Left arm, right leg. So left arm, right leg, just extending out. Okay. So I'm just kind of paying attention to the one left arm, right leg. Now bring the two together. Opposite arm, opposite leg into one nice fluid movement. Think like a nice kind of march here. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Arm goes in front, leg extends out. Opposite arm, opposite leg. If you're kind of losing the coordination here, slow it right down. Just think opposite arm, opposite leg, and if you just slow it down, should bring it back under check. So let's keep going for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Perfect. Now, next, I just want to turn to the side. Again, another kind of nice dynamic movement, getting upper and lower body to work together. Again, I just like to sit forward sometimes in the chair, but it doesn't matter if you need to sit back for this one, but I like to sit forward, hands up at chest, and again, clenched. And what I do is dig my right heel and press, dig left heel and press. So moving like this, your upper and lower body working together, a little bit more dynamic. I think we've built up to this point, we've warmed up, we've built up with our movements. So even though this might be a bit more demanding on your body, we have built up to this point safely. And hopefully we're all feeling okay there. As ever, just let me know how you're getting on. Just let me hit the odd like there. Just let me know it's all working out okay for you there. And we just continue. So let's just go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Okay. Next one. What I want to do is I'm going to switch this back to the middle. Movement we did earlier where we lifted the leg out, but I'm not going to keep it off the ground. So what I mean is lift out and down, lift out and down. So I'll let the foot tap the ground, but I'm going to bring in some upper body now in a second. So just lift one leg at a time out to the side. And what I'm going to do is bring my hands together, arms straight, and see, can I lift the arms as I lift the leg? So this might be a little bit trickier. I'm not going to go too fast. So hands together, arms lift, leg goes out, back down. Arms lift, leg steps out. So just a little bit of coordination, a little bit of challenge. And as I say, this is just a little bit more demanding on the body. We're just finishing out 1 or 2 harder movements. Really not worried if you find this one a bit tricky. Just slow it right down. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And down. Not easy, that one, okay? Bit of a mind melter. So what I want to do next is just a little, I think we'll do a little bit on the wrists just to finish and then cool down. So I think I did mention that at the start. So I'm going to zoom in. And what I want to do is just bring the hands out. Best if I show this from the side. And all I want to do is lift the hands up, lift the hands down. And I think it's best if I just show the hands on camera, particularly on Facebook there, just kind of, there's less distraction and you can just focus on movement from the wrists. Hands up, hands down. So we did a lot of kind of taxing, difficult movements like the knee, your shoulders, your hips, but just giving a little bit of attention to those smaller joints, as I always say, things like your wrists, which play a big role throughout the day, and doing little jobs, picking things up, grabbing things, pulling things. I want to keep those wrists, looking after them as well, like every other joint. Slowly up and down. You might even hear a little click, the odd crack. I do on my left side. Left side's a little bit weaker. And let's just go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And down. Just give a little relaxation. Low there, Mary. Pain left shoulder. Yeah, if you feel any pain in anything, we'd always say to stop. So if a movement, and some will, because like everyone's injury history is different, any movement that causes pain, don't force it. So if a movement causes pain, I just immediately stop it and replace it with something else. So anything that hurts, just not to do it, would be the best advice always. Okay, so let's just move into a couple of stretches and relax ourselves down. So what I want to do is lift my right leg out, point the toes forward, hold position, hold that stretch, and then pull the toes back and hold. So again, 2 movements, point the toes forward, hold, pull the toes back and down. Okay. Left leg, point your toes forward away from yourself, and then pull the toes back in towards yourself. Point the toes forward, pull the toes back, and rest down. Perfect. Next one, my knee hook. So lift the right knee up, hold on to the knee, and just gently raise up towards the chest if that feels okay. So hold that stretch. If it feels a bit tight, a bit tense, just relax it out a bit. Don't kind of force this. This is about relaxing the body. So I don't want anything too hard at this point. And relax down. Left knee up, hands onto the knee. Gently raise that knee up towards chest. But again, not to a point where it feels really uncomfortable. We're just trying to relax the body, so do just ease off a bit if it feels tight. And rest down. Okay. Next, hands on legs. Slowly stretch down, hold position. I'm going to hold for a couple of seconds. And back up. Take a second or two. Slowly stretch down, hold, and back up. And I'll just do that one more time. Slowly stretch down, hold position, and back up. Perfect. Now, check YouTube there. Marie Clark, thanks very much. That's great to hear. You're enjoying the session. So sit forward a little bit in your chair. So if I show you that from the side, this is my position. I'm a little bit forward in the chair, and I'm going to turn to the left. So lead with my left arm towards back of the chair. So my left arm is resting on the back of the chair, and I've turned my upper body and head a little bit. A lot of people, you might not be able to reach that far, so just go as far as is comfortable. Even if you're not resting on the back of the chair, if that's as far as I can turn, that's as far as I go. If comfortable, hold. And then relax in, reset to the middle, and let's go to the right. So I lead with my right arm towards back of the chair. So if I can get my right arm to the back of the chair resting, and I'll slowly rotate it. And back down, reset. Left arm, rotate towards back of chair. And again, if I can't reach back of the chair, that's fine. Go as far as comfortable. Back down, right arm, rotate towards back of chair and rest. Hold, stretch, and back down. Perfect. And then, last couple of stretches. what I want to do next is just bring the arms out, hands up, spread the fingers apart. Just a little stretch of the fingers here. Hold them apart, close in, spread apart, hold, back in, and once more. Spread apart, hold, and back in. Okay, and then very slowly with the shoulders, I'm just going to lift up, roll back, and down. So this is slow and controlled. And when it comes to the shoulders, just think always slow and steady. This isn't about doing a really fast circle. It's really slow. Just relaxing the body back down. And then can I roll the shoulders slowly forward. So again, not looking to go fast. I want to go nice and slow. Okay, and finally with the head, if I just look slowly to the right, I always say when it comes to a stretch in the neck, just no sudden twists, okay? Very slow all the time. And then I look to the left. And really when it comes to a stretch in the neck, I just want to keep it as simple as possible. Nothing too complicated or too tough, okay? Very simple. Again, I'll look to the right and slowly look to the left. Just taking my time to go slowly between the two positions, only as far as feels good to me. Back in, okay? So what I'm going to do is just bring arms across chest. What I need to finish, big deep breath in, open the arms. And release. Again. And again. And I'll just do 2 to finish. And 1 more. Okay, so that concludes our session for today. Thanks very much to everyone who joined us. As I said, if you found any of the movements tough, like not to worry, we did actually quite a challenging session there. All seated, but it just shows you can still do a lot of hard work. So really well done to everyone, and enjoy the rest of your day. We're back tomorrow at 11 o'clock, and we'll also have a chair session at 2 o'clock. So take care, and I'll see you soon. And well done everyone on YouTube. Hope you're all keeping well, and thanks for joining the session there. And again, I'll see you soon. Thanks very much.